Alright, and welcome. So today we're going to look over some Linux commands, stuff like that. I'm just getting my stuff all set up and everything. So I'm going to be in Kali Linux today. It's my main Linux machine, obviously. And yeah, we'll go over Linux commands. If anyone has any questions on like the EJPT or anything like that, just let me know. Um, Here's my Twitch verification code. One-time use, go for it. Have fun. Don't care. It's one-time use anyway, so I really don't care. But yeah, just basic commands, like ls to find files, finding hidden files, moving files, copying files. Um, Echo, we'll look at that. We'll look at grep, just the basics of everything, going through it all, and yeah, hopefully get you guys a little bit more spun up on Linux, or if you've watched other videos, a little more spun up on what I'm actually doing throughout the videos and things like that. So let's see what we got here. Clear that out. So first thing we're going to look at is just finding files, right? Let's try to find some files and where you're at. Well, let's first look at where we are. So we type in pwd. That's going to show us where we are. All right, that's going to show us what directory we're in at that time. All right, this is good to know for, if you're trying to do anything on like a web server, you don't actually know where you're at, or if you're doing some type of, if it's allowing for some type of PHP or anything like that injection, you don't really know where you are. If you can, maybe do like system commands like at something, pwd is good to know where you're at on that, where in that server or in that terminal. All right, next one we have is ls. ls is going to show us all the files. All right, just a nice little list of files. As you can see, the files that are executable are in green like this, okay? And I'll show you that here in a second. Blue is directories, all right? And white is usually some type of text file, okay? So you see these are all text files like right here. So like I said, I'll show you that we know that's a directory because if we do an ls tech la, we can see hidden directories and we also see what are the file permissions. All right, awesome. Okay, so this one like right here, these three guys like right there you couldn't see before, those are hidden. This is hidden, and we know that's hidden because of that period in front of it. That's saying that's a hidden file. All right, anything with a D is a directory. Okay, and then we have if we can read, write, and execute, and then what the other users could also do and things like that. All right, what we can actually do with that file. All right, so I'll show you one more time the ls so you can see there's a lot less stuff in there. ls just shows me, hey, this is it. That's the only thing that's in there. ls tech la will show me anything that's hidden. All right, super easy, like right there. um, if we don't know what to do, we can type in man ls, and that's going to pull up a manual for ls, which is list directory contents. And this will tell you every single thing that you can do with ls as a command, or really any command you have. You can type in man. As long as it has a manual, it'll pull this up. All right, so you can look through the manual and see, okay, how do I use this command? What can I do with it? All right. You can also use, I don't know if ls has a help. You can try it, tac help for ls. And yes, it does, okay. Some of them are just tac h, other ones are tac help, depending on what what you're running there, what program it is. But we can also look at this guy too. Usually manual will give you more information, but if you just forgot a command like real quick, you just look in here like, oh crap, what is that? Okay, yeah. All right. So the ls command is pretty much like dir command in Windows, just ls tech la. Next thing we can do is we can use cat. All right, cat is going to show us what's inside that file. So we can do like a cat go away.exe. And the way I did that so fast was I typed in go and I hit tab. Okay, if there's more than one, like let's say desktop, like if I want to cat the desktop somehow, and then if I hit tab twice, it pulls up everything that starts with a D. If I do a DE, all right, then it's going to go to desktop. If I do a DO and hit tab twice, I have documents and downloads that I can go to. All right, that's going to autocomplete for you, just like Cisco does, things like that. So that'll autocomplete. So I'm going to do go away, and we can see what's actually in the file without actually having to open it. So instead of doing like a nano go away.exe, and if you have an older system, or if you're not using ZSH, I believe, you have to actually make it so it is case sensitive. But with the new systems in ZSH, you don't have to do case sensitive. That's what this terminal is. Well, it's a Terminator terminal with a ZSH interface. So instead of doing this and trying to look through it, or instead of doing a vim and trying to look through it, I can go ahead and just do a cat and look at it really quickly. There we go. All right. If I do a cat G and then I hit tab twice, you see I have ghost cat and then go away. I don't think I can do a cat on directories. I never really tried it. Don't see why I would. Yeah, it is a directory, I will say. Can't do a cat on a directory. All right, so that's how you use ls-tech-l. So far we went over ls-tech-la. I'll go up to the top here. We did pwd to show what directory we're in, right? We did ls. We did ls-tech-la to see a hidden directories and also see who it belongs to. All right, now let's go ahead and change some of these who it belongs to or what we can do with this information. So let's do an ls-tech-la again. And let's see here. We'll change note for Neville. Okay, so it's note for Neville like right here. So I can just do, we'll change him. We're going to do a chmod, a change mod. Now you can either do letters, such as in plus X to make it executable, plus W to make it writable, or plus R to make it readable. Or we can also do numbers, like 777 gives it full permissions. Okay. Change mode 600 is a big one because you have to have an ID RSA key in 600. If not, it'll have too many permissions on it. So we do a change mode. We say plus X for note for Neville, right? Note for Neville. And we'll see now, if I do an ls-tech-la, and I go back up here, that note for Neville, wherever it's at, probably just did a grep, note for Neville. But yeah, note for Neville is now executable. We see that, right? Executable, executable, executable. All right. And if I get rid of it, change mod tac-la instead of a plus sign, note for Neville, we can see that I just got rid of it. Should be able to do that, right? Yep. So we can see that I just got rid of it. Okay. Now next we're going to learn, I just did like right here, we're going to learn grep. So as you can see, I just used grep. Instead of just doing ls-tech-la, I did a pipe with a grep command, which then found just that one file. All right, or anything that has those letters in it. So then we can do D. As we see, it's anything that has those letters in it. So we see that we have this ghost cat, all right, downloads, documents, and desktop. We can also use grep whenever we're looking into a file. So let's go ahead and cat note for Neville. And we'll see what's in here. So we have Hagrid, Oi, Neville, okay, whatever. So let's go ahead and do a cat note for Neville, grep. And I know the word these are in there, okay? And it's now right there, these. All right, awesome, cool. If I'm going too fast, let me know. All right, I'll slow it down like a little bit, or we'll go back over what we just did. All right. The next command that we have is to copy. So we can copy something from one directory to another. Actually, no, before we do copy, let's go ahead and learn how to change directories so we know where to copy it to. So let's do change directories. All right, change directory stays, I think, is what is in Windows, it's CD. So whenever I CD to something, I can CD, we'll go to, let's see here, etc. Let's see, if I hit tab twice, I can see every single possible thing that it could be. Okay, we'll go to etc, we'll go to PHP. Okay, there. I changed the directory there. ls-tech-la, let's see what we're working with. Okay, I got something called 7.4. All right, now let's say I want to go to the desktop. Now I don't need to go all the way back. I could do a CD period and go back one level. As you can see, this PHP is now gone. I went back one level. Or if I know I want to go to the desktop, I can do a CD home desktop. All right, so that guy right there is root folder. So that's your home folder, okay? Then the desktop. Enter. And as you can see, now I'm in desktop. All right. If I didn't know, I could always do a pwd and see that, yep, I'm in home Kali desktop. Awesome. All right, so now I'm in the desktop. So let's go ahead and return to home. There we go. pwd, home Cali, ls-tech LA, and we'll look for Neville, note for Neville. All right, I'm going to Control-Shift-C that guy. Makes it easier to find or to use. And I'm going to copy him. So I'm going to copy him now into the desktop. To copy, it's going to be CP. Oh, maybe I didn't save him. Nope, did not save him. So let's do note for Neville to the desktop. And now let's hit enter. Like I said, if you tab your way through, you'll be able to do it. Okay, so the desktop, there we go. There's my note for Neville. Now let's say I want to move note for Neville into the temp opt folder. All right, so let's go ahead and change this to temp. And then let's ls-tech LA. And we should have a folder called opt in here. Maybe we do. I don't know. No, we do not. Okay, that's okay. All right, so we'll do a cd back. All right. And we'll do our, we'll move from the desktop, cd to home. There we go, because I cd back to that guy right there. So we're going to move note for Neville into the temp folder. So how I do that is mv, move note for Neville, and I'm going to move him into the temp folder. Enter. All right. Now, if I go to temp, so if I go to cd temp, ls-tech LA, I should be able to see note for Neville in here. And there it is. Awesome. All right. Now I want to move note for Neville, and I don't even want him on the desktop. If I remember this one, note for Neville should be greater than sign to /temp. Oh, let's do a root/temp. Oh, this guy really does not want that. Destination file, operand, after note for Neville, try and move help for more information. I know there's a way to be able to move him. I just messed that up, that's all. But you can move him while, let me see, let's go to home. Let's go ahead and move. Oh, that's why. We'll go ahead and change this to desktop, excuse me. And we'll move note for Neville, greater than sign, into the temp folder. Enter. Temp is not a directory. How is it not a directory? It's 100% directory. Home temp. Jesus Christ, I'm really messing up bad. Okay, that guy just really does not want to move there. Let's just move him into, we'll do home downloads. Alright, this guy really does not want to move him there. Maybe it's like a ZSH thing. That's okay. Whatever. Alright, let's go ahead and remove note for Neville now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a remove, and we can do note for Neville. Enter. That's just removed him from the desktop. He is now gone. If it's a directory we want to move, so let's say we make a directory, and we'll call it remove me. Whoopsie daisy. All right, made a directory called remove me, right? Let's go ahead and delete that whole directory. We're going to do a remove tac rf. All right, remove me. There we go. He's gone. All right, so to remove just a file, it's rm. To remove a directory, it's rm tac rf. All right, now remove that whole directory. Okay. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and let's start, now that we just did our moving and copying everything, let's go ahead and put something into a file, right? So let's go ahead and make a file. I'll go back to desktop actually. So I'll cd desktop, and let's go ahead and make a file. So we're going to, I don't know, echo, we'll say sub, all right, and we're going to move that, and we're going to make something called sub.txt. All right. Now, if I look at a desktop, I should have a sub.txt there. I just echoed the word sub into it. So let's go ahead and cat sub.txt, and we can see that sub is in there, right? Awesome. Okay. Now what we can do is we can erase what's in that text. We could say echo don't follow. All right. And then we can put that in sub.txt. Now I can cat sub.txt again, and we see that we erased the sub, and we replaced it with don't follow, right? Since it's in this quotation marks, I can also do it like this. I don't need to make it look like that. I can also do a space, enter, cat, sub.txt, don't follow. All right. So that's going to replace what is already in that text file. That'll replace it. Next one we could learn is how to append something onto that text file. So we could say echo, don't listen to the above, all right, two greater than signs, sub.txt. Now if we do a cat sub.txt, we can see that I appended that file. So I put something below it. I didn't erase the don't follow, it appended it below it, all right? And that's how you get that to work. Now let's go ahead and go back to that grep command, right? So cat sub.txt. I know that the word don't is in there, so let's try to find that. Grep don't, and we can see that I have don't right here. Okay, nice red bold letters like right there. All right, the grep command works really well, especially when you have a lot of files, a lot of folders, things like that, and you have to look through it like real quick. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to update the database. Update, if I could type, update DB. We're going to hit enter. Okay, it told me to fuck off. Never mind. So I guess I can't do that. Or maybe it's like a sudo. Probably not. Maybe these guys don't need to be updated anymore. I don't know. Yep. Okay. So there we go. Sudo update DB. All right. Sudo allows you to run something as root. Okay. Not everything can be ran in Linux as a user. But if you use sudo, as long as you have sudo capabilities, you're in the sudoers folder or file, which if you watch my try hack beans, you may have seen those kind of things. Me try to put stuff in the sudoers file. As long as you're in the sudoers file, you can actually run sudo and run it as root, saying update DB. Now the reason that we did this was because we want to update our database to show that sub.txt is now part of our database. So this is going to go through the file system and realize, okay, what's new? What we can do with that is we can find it. So we do a find sub.txt. We know that that's somewhere in here. Oh, maybe it won't. Okay, maybe I actually have to be in the desktop. Sub.txt. And it shows us that in the desktop we have sub.txt. All right. CD back. Let's go ahead and ls-la. I don't know what's in these guys. I know there's something that says PHP and pentest monkey. So we'll try to find PHP. PHP knows the file directory. Find.php. I usually use this guy. For some reason, he doesn't want to seem to work on mine, but I usually use this guy to find flags and things like that. Yeah, usually I get a bunch of stuff. Locate PHP. Let's try that. All right, cool. So we located everything with PHP in it. So we can do a locate. It used to be find. There is a find command. You can also do find, but you have to append a whole bunch of stuff to it. So we'll stick with locate for now. Find's a little bit farther advanced. So we'll do a locate sub.txt. And we can see that, hey, yeah, you have it in home Kali desktop sub.txt. Now, if we did not update the database, if we didn't type in that sudo update DB, we may have never been able to see this. Just so you guys know, that may have never have existed. Let's try to make another file. So we'll do an echo Haya, and we'll put that into their desktop. We'll call that Haya.txt. All right, we see that just got created. I'm not even in that directory, but I told it where to put it. Now let's go ahead and try to locate Haya.txt. And we'll see if it's able to do this or not. It cannot. Okay. Now what we're going to do is our sudo update DB. So you may have to run this command every once in a while. Your sudo update DB. Enter. And now let's try to find, so locate Haya.txt again. And now we found him. All right. Simple way to be able to locate files and things like that you know you created, you forgot where you put them, or maybe you're trying to locate everything. Locate rev for reverse shell, right, or something like that. And okay, I know I had this somewhere, so now instead of looking through every single file, stuff like that, you're just gonna look through here. This is a lot of stuff to look through. So maybe I should rev or locate reverse. Let's see what that brings me. Okay. A lot of stuff to locate again because I got all the Metasploit modules that are all reverse. Oh, but I found my pen test monkey. Just saw that. And I know there's reverse shells inside of there somewhere. All right, so wherever it went. I was scrolling up, I saw it like real quick. There it is. All right, so I know that I could do reverse shells from here. Okay, so awesome. So that's what the locate command does. All right, to make a file, we're gonna do nano. So if we want to make a, we can do nano, and I'm just gonna put it on desktop so it's easier to remove. Nano, we'll call it test.txt. Now from here, oh, whoopsie daisy, Control X, nano to there, test.txt. Okay, it really does not want me to actually do that. So let's just go ahead and cd into desktop, and we'll do a nano test.txt. All right, now from here, what I can do is type in a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, and then following this guy, like right down here, Control X to exit, and then yes to save. Test.txt. Cool. Now I can go ahead and cat test.txt. All right, awesome. And then what I can also do is do what's called strings. Strings test.txt. Let's go ahead and see what this does. So this is the same exact, it's going to look like the same exact thing as cat, like right now, okay? But if you do this with a picture, you may get something very different. All right, this may actually show you if there's anything hidden inside the picture without steganography. It may just be some of the strings inside of it. All right, so that is something you can also do is the strings command. I look up man strings. For each file given, GNU strings prints the printable character sequences that are at least 4 characters long or the number given with the options below. All right, so you can go ahead and look through this guy, man. Remember that's to get to the manual, right? Or tac help if you don't need the whole manual. All right, and that's how you do strings. So far we've learned how to look up file. Well, figure out what directory we're in, right? Find files, find hidden files, right? Move throughout the directories. So cd OCP like boxes, okay. Move back in the directory, cd period period. Move to a directory that we just know exists, like that, temp. There we go. All right, cd back, okay. We've looked at copying files, right, with the cp command. All right, cp no for Neville. We'll copy that onto the desktop. No for Neville's not even in there anymore. But we can copy commands. We learned how to move things, right? We learned how to echo, okay? And then we learned how to append stuff with echo, right? So if I did echo hiya again, that on the desktop, hiya.txt. Then if I do a cat for desktop, hiya.txt, I can see hiya again. Okay, so I learned how to append the files. All right. We learned how to do strings. Okay, in case there's a picture or anything like that, we learned what strings were for. We learned how to grep. So let's go ahead and do a cat again. Cat desktop hiya.txt, and then we'll grep again, right? So we learned how to do that, okay? Which you can see that got rid of this hiya now. You can also see that, right? Because hiya doesn't have that in there, okay? So we learned how to use grep, moving through folders, everything else like that. We learned nano. Let's go ahead and do vim like real quick. So we can do a vim, and we'll just do it on desktop again. We'll call this test1.txt. All right, now with vim, I get here and I can't type. All right, the only way I can type is if I hit the letter A. That'll allow me to insert. Okay, so from here I can do whatever I want. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, all right, okay, all that stuff, right? So that's the insert, and then to save. All right, I'm gonna hit exit colon. See right down here. Boom, WQ. Enter. Now I can go ahead and cat that desktop test one. All right, tab twice, found my test one, and there it is. We learned how to remove stuff. Remove from the desktop. Test1.txt. What we can also do is remove. Now watch these two files on the desktop over here. What we can also do is remove test star and hit enter, and that's going to remove everything that started with test. All right, no matter what it was. So that's just removed all that from the desktop. So these remove commands are very powerful. You can actually remove entire folders. This is not Windows. It'll allow you to remove entire folders. So you can remove the whole home directory and just totally mess yourself up. All right, so if we go to the home directory, if we go to cd home, I think it's slash home. I already am home. Yep, I already am home. So if we go to home, right, or I could just hit pwd, figure out I already am home, we can actually move. How do you undo it? If you delete the whole home directory, you know what I did? Is I freaking uninstalled my VM and reinstalled another one. You delete the whole system. It's pretty much done for. I couldn't do anything after that. After I deleted the whole home directory. The way to be able to do that, to stop that from happening, Dwight, is from not allowing everyone to have those sudo powers. All right, and not allowing everyone to be able to remove tac-rf like whole directories. That's really the only way you're gonna be able to stop that. But if someone has those sudo powers and they can remove stuff, and they accidentally remove the whole home directory like I did one time, yeah, I literally just went back, uninstalled the VM, put the VM back online. It sucked. I was a little sad, made me cry. All right, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna learn how to get things, okay, from the internet, how to download those things. Because if you look at my, let's do an LSTech LA. If you look here, all right, I have quite a few things. So if I go to root everything, yeah, it is a bummer. If I go to cat root everything, or excuse me, cd just root everything, because it is a directory, right? I do an LSTech LA. You can see that this doesn't come with Kali Linux, the sudo hack me a sandwich. But let's go ahead and remove this guy and re-download him. And let's go ahead and make him. Let's go ahead and redo that whole thing. So I'm going to remove tac-rf, root everything. All right. And I'm going to make a directory. Actually, no, I'm not going to make the directory. We're just going to move him into that. I'm going to get on the internet now. And let's say I want to get a clone from GitHub. I do GitHub, right? Hack me a sandwich. Okay. Now, this isn't actually called hack me a sandwich. It's called CVE 20213156. So let's go ahead and look up what is CVE 20213056, right? And if I'm going down a rabbit hole, you guys just let me know. All right. But CVE 20213056, that was it, right? 3156, I must say. Should be pretty easy to find. 3156. If I go into here, I say this guy is a pseudo privilege escalation vulnerability affecting Cisco products. It actually affects a lot more than Cisco. Look around. It affects Debian, Fedora, right? Everything. It affects Ubuntu, okay? It affects everything. And it was a sudo command that just came out a couple months ago. I have a video on it. Just came out a couple months ago that allows you to become root for privilege escalation, no matter who you are. It's a heap-based buffer overflow attack. All right, as you can see, it was updated February 3rd, 2021 in this person's thing. Very first shown in January 26th. All right, and they released the programming for it not too long after that, after they were able to get a patch for it. But it's a heap overflow attack. So let's go ahead and get that. All right, so to get something, now I've noticed that every Linux machine is different. Some of them just go out and get it. Other ones you need to maybe download Git. You need maybe do a sudo apt get install Git. Okay, you might have to do that. All right, mine's obviously not going to do it. All right, but sudo apt get install Git, you might have to do that. Now to get a clone of a file, all right, and then we're going to look at how to build in everything else. We're going to go to code, and we're just going to copy this guy. Control C. GitHub's going to become your best friend. GitHub and Google. And what we're going to do is we're going to type in git clone, Control Shift V. All right, Control Shift V is to copy, or excuse me, to paste. All right, Control Shift C within the terminal is to copy. hit enter, and now I have that file. So if I go to ls-la, I should have a CVE file in here now. There it is. Is that it? I believe that's it. That might be the old one. CVE, so it went down. Okay. We did a git on it, right? We're going to install to. Cloning into CVE 2021-3156. CVE 2021-3156. There it is. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change this directory's name, right? So I want to sudo move. Let's go ahead and get into there first. We'll go into um, cd into CVE, right? ls-la. And we can see I have all my files in here. Cool. If I were to type in make, it would make that install ls-la sudo hack me a sandwich. Cool. Your YouTube link is no good. You type the word also at the end of the link. Just as, oh, thank you, Dwight. I will fix that. Thank you very much. You know what? Well, I'll fix it here in a second. Oh yeah, that link like right there. Oh yeah, look at that. They got me on that one. That's just to make sure that you're actually hacking properly, that you notice that also was there, that's all. So what I want to do now is I'm going to move this whole file. Let's go ahead and do a move on CVE 2021, right? Let's go ahead and move that to root everything, because I like root everything a lot better. I like that name a lot better. We'll hit enter. Now let's go ahead and ls-la. Let's see if that CVE 2021 is still there. No, it is not. Let's see if we have root everything now. And is it even a folder? We have root everything. Root everything.war, just so you guys know, that's for Tomcat. Okay, that was for a totally different thing. But now we have root everything, right? So let's go ahead and cd into root everything. ls-la. And as you can see, I have all my stuff in here. All right, so all we did, we just changed the name of that file from CVE 2021-3156, because I'm never going to remember that in the middle of, doing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not going to remember, oh, I better go get my CVE 2021-3156 command, but I will remember root everything. Like, yep, let's just root everything, and we'll just do it like that. I'm going to have to actually get into, what is it, Nightbot, and actually change that, Dwight, so I will do that. Thank you very much. So that's how you get a clone of something. All right. Now, to update your Linux system, what you're going to do is you're going to type in sudo or sudo, whatever you want to call it, apt update. Enter. Okay, this might take a second. I'm not going to do an upgrade like right now because that's going to take a while. I haven't upgraded it in a couple weeks. You can literally upgrade Linux and then 10 minutes later you can upgrade it and it'll pull another upgrade. Okay, especially with Kali Linux because there's so many things that are open source, so many people doing different things on it, you know, and stuff like that. So this guy's just going to update for a second, but that's going to update him. This is going to update my repositories. Okay, these are all my repositories in here. I would highly suggest, unless you know what you're doing, don't mess with the repositories. All right, unless you really know what you're doing, and unless you know that you're getting something that comes from, for Kali Linux. All right. There was one, what is that, JSON one? JSON repository. That's really good. What's up, Al? How you doing? The JSON repository is really good. But yeah, so I would highly suggest not to mess with the repositories. You can also do sudo apt upgrade, and that'll upgrade everything. So throughout this video, I'm going to stick around for a minute. We learned, like I said, we learned to look up different files, right? ls. We learned how to find hidden files, ls-la. We learned how to read what's inside the file with cat. We learned about strings and how we can use that with pictures and things like that. And I don't think I have any pictures. Ooh, we can do a wget, and I can show you strings with pictures. So let's go ahead and do a pictures. Let's go ahead and let's do Alice in Wonderland. I always liked Alice in Wonderland. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go to images. All right, and we'll do a wget. So let's go ahead and wget this picture, right? So there it is. Okay, that's what we think the file is, right? Control C that URL. Hopefully this just wgets it. We'll find out. But we're going to do a cd back. We're going to make directory. Actually, I'm just going to put it right on the desktop. CD desktop make directory, which we learned how to do, Alice. And we'll do a wget, Control Shift V. And that's going to go ahead and download everything on that page. All right. Now, hopefully it was a picture. I don't know. Usually when it's just a picture, it's a lot easier to wget. And it looks like, nope, it was the whole HTML file. Okay, so he's downloaded the whole HTML, like right there. All right, which is great if you're going to, do some type of DNS spoofing and things like that. All right, but wget will allow you to download pictures, whole pages, whatever else. Okay. We can also just right click and obviously save the picture. I'm going to go ahead and do that like real quick. I'm just going to save that. Let's save link, save image as. We'll put it on the desktop, and I'll show you guys strings like real quick. Save, minimize. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this picture, even though we can't, but we can look at strings, image, blah, blah. And like it says, it'll show 4 or more characters. On this thing, there's probably not going to be much because there's probably no steganography in this picture. At least we hope there isn't, because if there is, then we just found something. All right, but yeah, that's going to allow us to look at the strings inside of it. This is really good for the try hack me stuff, the capture the flag thing, strings, because they may hide something in here at the very top. All right, I believe there's actually a Hogwarts one in King of the Hill where they do that. Okay. So, and that's how you look at that. All right, so we saw our strings. We learned how to change directories, change directory back, right? We learned how to move files. We learned how to delete files. We learned how to append files with echo to add more character or add more words into there. We learned how to rewrite files with echo. And I think that was about it for all the stuff that we learned. Um, the YouTube thing is messed up. Dwight Zombie told me about that one. Thank you very much, Dwight. And if anyone's got any questions, I'll stick around for a minute. We'll try to do some different stuff. Oh, we also learned locate. Excuse me. We also learned the locate one. Um, how to locate files and update database. So that's kind of just a quick rundown of your basic Linux commands. If you do sudo apt update, sudo apt upgrade at your job, they're going to think that you're God because you typed in some Linux commands. I guess I did never show you guys. I did never show you guys. Yeah, that makes sense. I never showed you guys how to look up your IP address. So we can do a sudo ifconfig, and now look up your IP address. And there we go. Okay, that's my IP address like right there. You can go ahead and try to hack 192.168.1.11. You're just going to be hacking yourself. Congratulations. Um, but yeah. All right, so that is one way to be able to do that is sudo ifconfig. Another one that if you guys are going to stick around down the road, for my other streams, stuff like that, and learn the junior penetration tester that you're going to want to know is IP route. That's another big one that you're going to want to know, or just route. Okay, those two are big ones that you're going to need to know. All right, but that's as far as I'm going to go into that because I don't want to give away any test questions or answers or anything like that. So, not IP config all. What version are you using and why a VM? All right, well, first I'm using a VM, Dwight, because it's Kali Linux. I would 100% never, ever trust this as my main go-to operating system. Um, I would never trust this as my main operating system. I would much rather have it in a VM environment. ipconfig all is for Windows. ifconfig shows you that stuff. So, but it's the same concept with that. But yeah, I would never do that. Plus, also, um, I wouldn't want, in all honesty, Linux running as my main operating system, just because so much stuff runs on Windows, and you can't really screw up Windows no matter how much you mess up. Like I can't delete System 32, but I deleted my home folder one time in here by accident. Things like that. So that's why I use it inside of a VM. Net user, we can go over that stuff. You mean net user? We got. I asked look up net user on Windows. Let's look at it. Let's see what it shows us. I don't really care. This is in my house in all honesty, so I don't really care. Net user, we'll figure out what it shows us. Net user star. Similarities. It shows us similarities for net user. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find something for net user. What does net user show us on Windows? Oh, net space user. Okay. We're on Vista. Boom, boom. Net user command example switches. Blah blah. And what do you show me? What is this, like a fucking hash dump type of shit? List the users. Ah, so net space user. Okay, list all the users. Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. List users on Linux. Let's see how we can list the users. Ooh, I should actually show you guys two files. Really big files that you definitely want. I'll about to say etc password. All right, two big files. Which so on a Linux system you would actually look up two very good files to use whenever, especially for pen testing or anything like that. Um, etc shadow and etc password. So you can change the password with the proper rights, Dwight, on here. You can do an SU to be able to change who you're working with at that time, like the user. I only have one user on here, but we could do that. You could do a sudo add user, I think it is. Yep, add user, and I could add another user onto here. All right, and then I could SU into that person. But what I can also do to show me who's on here, I'm going to do a sudo. Actually, I think I just do a cat with this guy. Cat etc password, passwd. There's no passwords in here. This used to be a password file, all right, but there's no passwords in here anymore. But this will show me all the users on here, okay? Every single person that could be a user, all right? There's root. We have down here, we have Callie, which is me like right now, all right? And what they're allowed to do, okay? So this shows you all the users. From here, what you can then do is you can then do a sudo um, actually, I don't need to do a sudo and cat etc shadow. Now shadow will show me if it's on there. This one is not, obviously. All right, I wouldn't do it if this one was on here, but this will show me the hashes of their passwords. So from there, all you have to do is crack that hash, which is actually really easy to do nowadays. So, um, but yeah, you can do an SU and change their passwords and things like that. So I do tech help. All right, we can see what can I do with all this stuff, right? I could log in as that person. I know I can change their passwords also. Once I get into them, I can change their password, and that is guys, SU pass? No. Password, tech help. Report password status on all accounts. Delete the password for a named account. Expire the password. Lock the password. Unlock. I know there's a way to be able to change the password, and I don't remember how exactly to do that. Because I never really had to do it on here because it's my own system, you know. Than anything else, I just make persistence in, and I don't really have to ever change the password. So let's go ahead and look it up. It went out, right? And I'm also using Kali 2024, I think it is. Latest version of Kali Linux. I think you asked that also. So I'm also using that too. So whatever the latest version is. And then how to change password Linux. PASSWD utility. Yep. You create the password. Is that etc shadow? But we don't see that with mine because I don't have it so set so you can see it. All right. Just PASSWD. There you go. That's how you change the password, like right there. All right. For that user. Shibby. I don't know what Shibby is. All right. So if I go to my virtual box, this site changed, huh? This site changed a lot. That looks a lot different. All right. I'm on 2021.1. That's what I'm on like right now, 64-bit Kali Linux. Using the GNOME desktop, GNOME. All right, so if I did a password, PASSWD, I can then change it to something like that. Password user already designed this. Thank you very much. Password for Callie, right? Yep. Current user or current password. Well, my current password is new password. We'll just make it 888-888-888-888. And there we go. It's changed. Okay. Let's change it again. 888-888. And then we'll do Callie. Oh, well, I fucked it all up now. Callie123. Callie123. And I'll change my permissions after this to be able to do that. I first got furloughed. That sucks. Sorry to hear that, Dwight. Let's go ahead and change. I want to change my policy. I've never really done that one before. So change policy. Change password policy Linux. Never really did this one before. Never had to. I want to actually change it to minimum amount of things because I want it to be Callie again, not Callie123. Red Hat, Debian, EC, common password, default password, aging. Don't care about that. Password minimum, password length. There we go. So I got to change it in here, I guess. Well, I hope that helped everyone to learn a little bit more. All right, I'm just gonna change my password length back so I can have it whatever I want again. And yeah, hope everyone got something from that. And um, oh, it's unwritable, so I gotta do a sudo or sudo, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I'll see everyone another time. I'll stick around, like I said, for like a minute again. And if anyone else has any more questions or wants to see anything else done, go ahead and let me know, and I will do that, or I will look it up and try to do that. We'll figure it out together. If there's anything crazy in there. Password warning age, don't care. Where's password minimum age or password minimum length? Pass min length. Let's turn that on. Boom. Do I have to do like an equals one? Do I have to do anything like that? I wonder. Nope, I do not have to do that. One. Let's see if that works now. Let's see if I can change that password back. Password Callie. Oh my god, come on. Really thought that would work. Alright, you guys all have a good one. I'm going to try to figure this thing out.